Good morning, cyber traders, and welcome. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone made a lot of money yesterday. Look what happened to Pinterest. I told you there's a couple of great stocks that I was big fans of. Listen, I was a huge fan during the coronavirus when we all knew what was the big thing. Everybody's working from home. What happened? Look at Zoom, right? We all owned it at right around 130, 160. Where is it today? Oh, over 500. What else have we talked about? Overstock, shopping stores. Well, nobody can afford, trading Amazon, right? So we looked at Overstock, Wayfair, Square. Well, guess what? I was a big fan of Pinterest. And you know what? Worked out pretty good overnight. And you know what? I think it's still cheap. So I know you guys made a lot of money, okay, in trading. So listen, go out and enjoy it. I'm pretty much done for the day. I was done yesterday when this thing kept going, but it was pretty funny. But we were doing the the last lesson of phase 3 yesterday, and we were trading Snapchat. Just bring that up too. There were a couple of stocks that we were trading, and this one obviously made a big move going into the to the close, but it had a little bit of a pop. Oops, spelled the wrong stock. Had a nice little push going into the close. Snapchat also was doing pretty well, but I was a big fan of Pinterest, and you know what? I told you this weeks ago. There's not that many stocks that people could buy today that are under $100. We can just go down the list. Look at Wayfair. Who's going to spend $280? Square. Who's going to spend $180? You know what I mean? What else we had? Overstock was one of them, but I mean the list goes on and on and on. Amazon. I mean, who's gonna go out there and spend $3,100? Tesla. So there's a lot of good moving stocks out there, but we killed it in Pinterest. And honestly, you should give all of you guys a round of applause. All right, now there's some of us that I could have bought it, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's okay. Listen, what is the great thing about being in this business? There's always new ones that wake up every day. There's always a new stock. You see, I was talking to someone yesterday, a new student that joined, and he goes, "Oh, you know what? Could have had the cryptocurrency. I remember I could have bought, a Bitcoin. I remember it was 50 cents. I was at 500. Listen, forget about Bitcoin. All right. I mean, just forget about it. I mean, that was an anomaly. That was like a penny stock that just was just an anomaly. And it was, and we hear these stories every day. Oh, it's got the greatest story. It had a great story like every other penny stock out there. But the reason why I'm bringing up Bitcoin is people woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now I got to go back to work. No, there's a new stock that's born every day that will make a big run. And like I told you, going into this election, depending who's going to win, it's certain industries are going to take off and some industries are going to get crushed. Okay. And it's part of doing what we are, the same party of we all are. We're traders and we have to trade the market, what we can get out of it. So that's the biggest thing that works. Jose said he made 13.5, bought it yesterday at 51.27 yesterday. And you're more than welcome. And Jose, you were in class, right? What did I say? Pinterest is coming out after hours. Keep an eye on it. And you know what? The big thing is this. I find that when I train people, one of the biggest things, and I'm actually going to do a series on this on my YouTube channel. I always find that people always have this issue that they get trained by people, but the people are not telling them to trade. They're like, "Oh, you told me that I have to do this for a year. A year? Are you kidding me? How do you pay your bills?" Well, I'm still not making money. Listen, I say this all the time. If you can't figure it out after 30 days, you better find somebody else out there to do it for you. Not that he's a bad person. It's just that nobody should be doing something and not making money. Hey, listen, do we have any business owners out there? You have any business owners? You ever hire an employee? We always try to hire good employees, right? And unfortunately, they say it takes about probably 10 hires until you find one good person to work for you. 10 people, 10 before you you get one good person out of it. Okay. Well, if you hired someone like, oh, this is the person Finally found someone I liked. You won't know until after 30 days. You think someone's going to tell you, a business owner is going to be like, well, you should give them about a year. Let him figure it out. So you're going to dish out all this money and the person can't even spell, can't write, can't. And like, well, maybe he'll figure it along because someone told me to hire employees is going to take me a year before I figure out. Listen, I don't have to tell you that. Stop. My point I'm getting to, and I like to use these metaphors because trading is the same thing. You have to trade. And what happens is, I think Jose was one of them, that you have to basically go out there and you have to be aggressive when it comes to trading. You will not know how to trade until you put some skin in the game. And you hear me joke about it every time. What do I always say in the trading room? One share. Just buy one stinking share. What's the difference between one share and demo? Big difference. So let's go back to, we're going to talk about some stocks, but I want to talk about yesterday really quick. So we already know about Pinterest. We already know about, Snapchat. So those stocks did pretty well. Stocks are coming out with earnings. Actually, GE came out earnings yesterday. I don't know what happened. It was pretty cool. It was nice. It moved pretty nice, but then it just kind of fell out of bed. So, I mean, the problem with GE, it takes so many damn shares to trade that stock, to really make that stock move. SRRK was also a nice, crazy stock. That thing is just, literally off the charts. The problem with SRRK, we traded that in class yesterday. It's a level 4, though. And it just, me, I don't like to trade anything between a 2 and a 3. I don't like to trade a category 4 or 5 stock volatility because it's just very hard to kind of explain what's happening. And but anyway, for some of you here that did pretty well, you traded, you did really well. But anyway, the stock is back on my watch list. Okay. So if you look at it, what do I always tell you? Everybody wants to learn, and fail when it comes to swing trading and options. And I tell everybody, you have to learn how to day trade first. If you learn how to day trade first, then you'll know if you're going to do a swing trade. And this is what happened with this stock. It was just literally 2 days ago. This stock was literally $13. Right now, it's at $45. What do we know about stocks like this? You damn well better get out of it sooner than later, because whatever goes up this fast comes down crashing twice as fast. So we don't like stocks that go up that fast. Okay, you don't want that when it comes into a swing trade. Day trades are great. Short-term swing trades, yes. Long-term, you got to be careful. So that's you got to be careful of that one. We got Snapchat, we got MGM. What else we had? Earnings after the bell today. Okay, there's a couple of stocks I want to talk about. Keep an eye on Ford. We got earnings on that one. SPWR. We got earnings on that one after the close. Airlines. We got Spirit Airlines. That one, I don't know what's going on with the airlines. They're not doing too well. I got a little egg on my face with the airlines. Okay, I have to admit, I got some egg on my face. But I didn't go heavy on any of these airlines. I'm looking at something next year. I'm expecting, something should happen by next year with them. People are eventually going to fly. Okay, eventually going to fly. So that one also, and then pins, which probably and Pinterest. I'm sorry, not that was yesterday after the bell. I meant to talk about PCG. PCG is coming out with earnings. Penn's coming out with earnings. I was looking at the wrong list. Sorry about that. We got to look at that one. Home is coming out with earnings. We're going to keep an eye on that one too. And Blue Apron coming out with earnings after the close. All right. So a lot of good stuff that's coming out, and also the GDP numbers came out. The market's down 36. It was up a little bit. You probably saw it. They were expecting 31% growth. It was like 33, which is not bad. That's a good sign for being in a catastrophe that we're having with coronavirus. When you look what's happening in Europe, Europe is like a disaster. Okay, so we're actually growing, which is a good thing. So that's working out. Now let's talk about what's moving this morning, because there are a couple of stocks that are actually moving this morning. Hey, let me blow this up. Sorry about that, Bonnie, on YouTube. She's like, could you blow the screen a little bit bigger instead of looking at my face? Sorry about that. I'm actually running our cyber group room and my trading room. Let's go talk about what's moving this morning. So we all know about my favorite stock right now, which you all did pretty well, which is Pinterest. And I'm just a little concerned. My only concern about Pinterest is I'm expecting it to back off, but because it went up too much. Okay. And remember, when companies come out with earnings and they're really good, that's a very good sign for the company for growth long term. But we won't know for at least a couple of more days. Okay, so that's what you got to look at. Listen, we saw what happened with DraftKings. We saw what happened with Nikola. These are all spec stocks, thinking like where they're going to be, on what they're doing. But until they actually make money, like Pinterest reported, that's where things start changing. So we got PIN. We got this other stock we traded this morning, UUU. Little cheap little stock. We found it early this morning. I know you guys are doing really well with this. This was probably the best pre-market stock I would say so far that we traded for everyone in the cyber group room. The stock literally went from 380 up to almost $5 a share, up 127%. Not really seeing that many algos in it, which is not bad, but I am seeing some iceberg order. You could probably see this big 23,000 share seller at 460, which he's pretty much holding it down right now. So I want to see if that guy gets taken out. But this right now, for all of you that we logged in early, which by the way, if anybody here wants to get into the trading room, all you got to do is click on the bottom, pay the $9 trial, and we'll get you in there. All right. But this one actually did pretty well. What else that we have? ITP is another one I'm throwing on the watch list. This is penny stock. I'm going to put this on the B list. Okay. Not on the A list, but we'll see how it opens up when the market opens at 9:30. Nikola, this stock is getting hammered. This stock trades ridiculous amount of shares. This is a high frequency algo stock that trades. So, I mean, this stock to drop this much is shocking. To go down that much, I mean, it takes a lot to push down this stock. But anyway, the stock right now is trading somewhere around support levels back here in you could see right here of last year. You could see it. Let me just draw this up over here so you guys could see. I would say right around there is supports. But I don't really like when I see stuff like this that get crushed. It's not really a good sign. All right. What else that we got on here? We got the APOP. We're going to throw on a watch list. There's another one, so at 19%. A little bit of it, got some good iceberg orders in that one. Not really doing anything right now in pre-market. We'll keep an eye on that one. Overstock. That was also, I didn't want to bring that up. That one's actually doing really, really well for us. You could see that one was one of the pre-market. A little bit of a brand name, a little expensive, big spread, which you could see right there. Pretty ugly. It's more of a category 5. So unless you're one of the cyber traders in the room that are averaging between 1,000 to 2,500 a day, this is probably a stock that you're probably enjoying to trade. But if you're a beginner and you're looking to make a couple hundred, please stay away from the stock. The stock will make you so scared, so confused, you don't know where to turn. One other swing trade I want to point out. I sold my was it WHS? Which one was it? Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, that's it. I sold my WFC. For some of you don't know that. It was a swing trade. I talked about it in class yesterday, and I don't know. I figured like maybe the banks were going to probably do something. Unfortunately, it didn't. So I bought Wells Fargo. I bought it right at support. I bought it right around, I think it was right around here. I bought it right around 23.50, I think, and I sold it at 22. So I lost $1.50 on it. And look, it's going down. It just broke all-time lows. So when that stock broke that low right there, which was probably the ultimate low right there on that stock for the year, that's when I said, enough's enough. Listen, we talked about this in class. You want to be a good trader, you got to learn, you got to be a good loser. And you got to learn how to lose money the right way, because you don't know how to take losses and don't know how to move on, you'll never know how to make money. All right. So if you are a student of Cyber Trade University, you missed it. It was a really good class. Make sure you go to your archives. It's definitely on your dashboard on your portal page. All right. Anyway, guys, listen, that's what we got going on right now. Today, don't forget, the link is up there. Today is open house here at Cyber Trade University at 12 o'clock. So if you're here on YouTube, Facebook Live, all cyber traders, tell your friends, tweet it, share it, whatever it is. Let's invite some people in here. Let's tell them a little bit about level 3, level 4. So it's a free event. I'm going to be doing it live, not like these little evergreens that people do, these fake videos, pre-recorded. Come ask questions. come with the hard questions. I'll answer them for you, but don't miss it. It's one of our most popular events of the week. All right. In the meantime, commentary will start at 9:35 in the cyber group room. We'll see you guys. Remember, traders, you see something, you say something. And then for everybody else here, we'll see you back at 12, and we'll see you back at 2:30 for the afternoon meeting. Good luck, happy trading, and be safe.